Hey guys, good afternoon. It's Ballistic Blue 2 valve here. Today we're going to be doing an oil change on my fully built 04 GT to include the motor oil and the supercharger oil. It's all fairly simple actually. All we're going to need is a simple 3/8 ratchet set, the oil filter plier wrench, a flathead screwdriver, the funnel, the drain pan, the oil and oil filter, and a extractor, which I have in the back here. Actually, it's in the front. I lied. To get the supercharger oil out from the engine. So, for the oil in my fully built 04 Mustang GT, I'm going to be going ahead and putting in 10W30 VR1 racing oil. The engine takes 6 quarts. I'm going to actually put probably about 6.1, 6.2 in. You know, it's just not going to kill the engine to have a little bit of extra oil, especially with the upgraded oil pump sump. And then for the supercharger, I've contacted Kennyville multiple times. I'm going to use their Valvoline VR1 20W50 full synthetic racing oil for the supercharger. I believe it takes like 6 ounces, 6 or 8 ounces, something like that. Very small, nothing too major. But I'm going to go ahead and get this car jacked up and get this started, and we'll be back then. Alrighty, we now have the car currently lifted. It is on a Jack and Jackson's. I don't have a lift. I don't have my own house yet, so it is unfortunate. But we're gonna go ahead and start with this oil change. Okay, easy. Now, the fun part, crawling underneath the car. This is a new drain plug, yes. I unfortunately need one. I believe this drain plug is, take a guess here, say 15. Close. 17. It's a little loose. Is it in standard? Let's see, 11/16. Way too loose. 5/8. Ah, there we go. Nice and tight. There's a new one. Is the new one even the same? Hell no, it's not. Let's see what the new one is. 13. Oop, that's just about right. 12. About a ½ inch. Guess it could be a ½ inch. We're gonna go ahead and loosen this drain bolt now and let that oil out. I need the big guns. There it goes. Holy shit. Alright. I fortunately did not need to get the big guns. Thank Jesus. I'm just checking to see if both these bolts are the same. This one has a crush washer, this one has a gasket, or an O-ring I should say. Let's see if it works. I mean, it should. Got it from the auto parts store, but doesn't mean that the auto parts store is always right, right? But we're gonna go ahead and let that drain, and then I will see you guys afterwards. Alright, it's essentially to a drip now. It's a really, really, really small stream. I'm gonna go ahead, take a little bit of the old oil, put it on the new O-ring from the new drain plug that I'm gonna be going in and putting on here. Now we can go ahead and put this 5/8 back, put the 1/2 inch on there, since that's what this new one is. Go ahead and snug this down. You don't need to put it too tight, but let's see, nice and snug, right about there. That should be okay. I'd like to take my shop rags and wipe the surrounding area. If I had brake cleaner, I would use it, but unfortunately right now I do not. Okay. Alright, cool. So now we have a new drain plug in there. We're going to do the same thing with the new oil filter. I'm going to take just a tiny bit of the old oil. We're just going to rub it around the gasket, O-ring. You could use new oil, doesn't really matter. Just to lubricate it so it's not dry. But now, let's get the old oil filter off. This, you just get your oil filter pliers. And right here is the oil filter. It's my Mobile 1, but I'm switching to a VO2 of Valvoline Racing oil filter. Put it in here. I got a good angle for this. Can I get it by hand? Let that drip down. All right. There we go. There we go. And actually, this isn't my Mobile 1. I forgot I had an oil change done by the shop. We use Wicks filters. But what you want to check is make sure that the O-ring is still there and not on the housing, which it is not. And just go ahead, take your rag. And you want to go ahead and wipe down all the surrounding areas, including where the O-ring is going to be sitting, where the oil filter's O-ring is going to be sitting. So again, if you have brake clean, highly suggest using it. Then compare the new with the old. The old one's a little bit taller, maybe like a ½ inch taller, but other than that, it is the same diameter, everything like that. Just, I guess, a different company, because of different companies, you have different ones, so it's not too big of a deal. And then what I like to do is prime my new oil filter. There's a little bit of the oil that I'm going to be putting in there. And you just screw it on there. It's gonna take me a hot minute. Let me get this through here. Alright, this is slippery. Okay, seating fine. Once again, just wipe any excess oil that is dripping down from my steering column. I don't know where to be positioned on your car. And what I like to do, get new towels for extra grip so you're not using your slippery gloves. Or you can take your gloves off. But then there would be the point of putting them on in the first place. Just want it on hand tight. That's about as tight as I'm going to be able to get it by hand. And then just make sure everything looks seated, which it does. Everything seems to be seated properly. Okay. Then we're just going to go ahead, take our funnel, and fill up the engine back. right, so that's the 6.1, or sorry, 6 quarts of oil, VR1 racing oil to be more specific for this engine, because that's what I use. I use 10W30 weight since I have a upgraded oil pump sump, and because 10W30 gives you a little bit more protection than a thinner oil like 5W30 or 5W20. But now I'm going to go ahead and put in that tiny bit of extra. Okay. Put the oil cap back on. Okay. I like to clean the inside of my funnel and for any particles that get in there, because you don't obviously want that in the engine for whatever next time you're going to use this, which for me will be next weekend when I do my oil change on my S197. You can see it poking out right there, the red one. It's my daily driver. But so that'll be the next time I'll be using that. So just clean the inside of that and stow it. So now we can go ahead and drop the car. So I will see you guys when that is done. And then, I mean, these dipsticks on these cars suck for anybody that knows. So I guarantee I'm gonna check this oil and I'm gonna barely be able to see it. But just check your oil level. Okay. This one is showing full. As you can see, it shows it to the half here, but as I'm telling you, it's weird, because as you can see, there is oil right here. The older dipsticks, the ones that were like curly and all swirly and all that, the max line was to read the 5 quarts. This newer one that I bought from LMR, or late model restoration, is the updated one for 6 quarts. And if you look on the back side, actually it gives you a better reading, because you can see the oil up to here, comes up here, and it's like right there. So I don't know, it's a fun time, but yeah, it's good. Go ahead and put that back in there, and then we have the fun one, supercharger oil. Which actually I'm going to use the same funnel for. But for a Kenny Bell, it's very simple actually. I'm going to go ahead and undo this. This is where you put the oil on for a Kenny Bell. You literally just need a flathead. You can use a quarter, anything that will fit in this slot right here. Now this oil is on the max. It's pretty good actually. Don't smell anything, but I'm gonna go ahead and change it anyway, because it's been like 4 oil changes since it's been changed. And I don't go by mileage, I go by time on this car, because I don't drive this car all too often. And I also don't have something to measure how much is going in, so I'm just going to need to essentially put in the guesswork or look at the back of the thing. Well, you go ahead and you go ahead and put this inside as far as it goes. And you're just going to go ahead and pump it, or I should say pull it out, technically. As you can see, it's coming out, and as you can see, it's essentially all out. Now, that's how little this supercharger needs for oil. I believe it's like 6 or 8 ounces. I'm not gonna look it out. I'm not gonna look it up. I'm just gonna go with what the max line is on that. Just slowly add until it's good. I'm gonna go ahead and see if there's anything left inside the supercharger by using the, obviously, dipstick that's provided. Let's see if there's anything left in there. Nope, it is completely empty. So we're gonna go ahead and take our funnel again. Actually, I'm gonna use a smaller funnel as I was. Let me get my smaller funnel. All right, so just make sure there's no sediments inside. Good. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and stick that on there. We're gonna get our 20W50 weight oil. And let's see. Here's the ounces. So I'm gonna go ahead, because right now it's at the top here. I'm gonna go down to the 28 and see how much that fills the supercharger with. That's up to 28. Now let's see if I need to add a little bit more or not. This would be easier if I did have measuring cups and all that fun stuff, but I don't right now. So we're gonna go off of our guesstimates. Let's see what it's going to read. Perfect. Check it one more time just to be safe. And yep, it's right at the full line. That's where the oil ends. So we are good. secure the screw. Fasten. And you're essentially all set. And ready to check oil pressure. Oh. Oil pressure currently at 89 psi. Started up pretty smooth. So this concludes the video of basically how to. Only thing left to do, which I'm going to be doing off camera, is cleaning out my the evacuator and putting everything away.